All champagne is not the same. Did you know that there are major differences in how champagne is produced that affect the quality and the flavor of the champagne that you buy? Most people aren't aware of these critical factors, but after watching this brief video, you'll be armed with all the knowledge you'll need so you can always be drinking quality champagne and always be getting the most bang for your champagne buck. First, let's cover some basics about champagne. True champagne is a sparkling wine that can only be produced within the Champagne region of France, which is located about 90 miles northeast of Paris. There are three main grapes used in champagne production: Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Noir's cousin, Pinot Meunier. Also, there are 5 subregions in Champagne, but the big ones to know are the Montagne de Reims, the Val de la Marne, and the Côte de Blanc. There are great wines that come from each of these regions, and they're always made by what's called the traditional method. In this method, bubbles are created by a second fermentation that takes place inside the very same bottle that you purchase. This distinct production method, along with extended minimum aging requirements for champagne, are just a couple of the factors that give these wines their quality reputation. Champagne's reputation aside, let's talk about real quality when it comes to champagne. As you know, the raw material and the scale of production related to any consumable item is important. Think about it. There's a big difference in quality and flavor between that juicy heirloom tomato that you grew in your own backyard and that mealy tomato that you bought at the top of a heaping pile at your local grocery store. Products from the major champagne houses, and these are the brands you've heard of, the ones who spend billions of dollars in advertising, they have a lot in common with that heaping pile of tomatoes. These major houses produce 80% of all champagne, yet they own only about 12% of the vineyards, so they must rely almost entirely on other people's grapes, coming from hundreds of various sources to satisfy an enormous scale of production. The result is mass-produced champagne that's good enough, just like that store-bought tomato. But it's good enough for you? It shouldn't be, and it doesn't have to be, and that's where grower champagne comes in. Grower champagne is produced by small-scale growers who handcraft limited amounts of champagne from individual parcels that they own, they control, and they farm, just like that plot of heirloom tomatoes in your own backyard. Grower champagne producers harvest their own grapes and carefully handcraft their own high-quality, small-production, artisanal wines with great attention to detail. And here's the best part. Often you'll find grower champagne made with grapes from Grand Cru and Premier Cru villages, the same top villages used to make expensive wines like Dom Perignon. But growers sell their wines at a fraction of the price. This grower champagne is from a Grand Cru village, and it's only about a quarter of the price of Dom. And it's amazing! So how do you find these grower champagnes? It's easy. Somewhere on the label of every champagne bottle are 2 tiny little letters followed by a string of numbers. When you see RM followed by a string of numbers on the label, you're looking at a grower champagne. So there you have it. Now you know the secret to buying quality champagne every time and getting the most bang for your bubbly buck. Just look for the RM on the label and pick up a bottle of grower champagne. Thanks for watching.